Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I was complaining about the weather earlier this morning. You could see it on the community post I put up, but it looks like it's clearing up and it's actually going to be a nice day today. So we have a very special birthday. Eve turned 70 yesterday. You could have never told me she was 70. You couldn't have told me she was pushing 50. Happy birthday, Eve. Everybody, happy birthday, Eve. So let's see who else is in here besides the birthday girl. Victoria, good morning. Stevie, good morning. Celeste, good morning. Gaelic girl, good morning. Aggie, Mama K, Big T. What's up, everybody? Uli girl, hello. Sharon, hello. Hello, Deb. How are you this morning? If I miss you, I apologize. Shannon says TGIF. You bet. Kayla, good morning. Anybody got exciting weekend plans? Spring has sprung and our allergies know it. Diva, wish someone would speak the truth in this case. Oh, me too. Oh, me too. It's beyond ridiculous, and we're going to talk about that today. Preschool Granny knows it's beyond ridiculous. Let's see. The chat is moving fast, and I slowed it down. Angel P, good morning. Hey, hon. So I hope everyone's having a great day. We made it through the week, and we got a big show. Sarah, where is Kevin? He is on spring break. He is in Florida with his wife and grandkids, soaking up the sun, swimming in the surf, you name it. Having a good one. Hello, Muffin Top. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Rita. How is everyone doing? There's Laverne. Kat said she's a klutz. Hello, Unicorn. See some new names in here while everybody's getting settled in. Take a second to hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the remind all. Because I know a lot of people have been having issues with their reminders. Most days, live every morning at 9 a.m. So there's a reminder. Versi, thank you for the super sticker. Very much appreciated. This is one of the funniest YouTube names I've ever seen. I used to be cool. That is hilarious. Didn't we all? Didn't we all? Didn't we all? So I'm going to get to some comments. Everybody, I'm still just blown away that Eve is 70. I thought that was a typo, and I'm like, wow. We should all have great health like that. So like I said, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Got some clips to play. Going back over this phone situation. I want your thoughts on this Dollar General situation. Of course, it's heavily theorized with good reason that would be a good place to give summer to Dawn. They both have mentioned Dollar General. Wasn't mentioned to Chris McDonough. Wasn't mentioned on WJHL. It's just like everything else in this case. It just comes out much, much later. So you guys tell me your thoughts on that. Is this trying to set up Dawn, or did they really meet up? Of course, I want to hear your thoughts. And, of course, your thoughts. Hello, Harsh Reality. Hey, Bob. I'm going to get to some comments from the last show. And I apologize for the last show. There was something, I don't know if it was StreamYard. Some people said there was a YouTube update. I didn't see anything like that. But the first 20 minutes, people didn't have any sound or anything. It was fine on the replay, but I apologize it was not on this end. I really do. So here we go. Your comments, which I love. All right. Green-eyed lady said, TM, which is Tim Mullen, also has the summer website for people to call in tips. This bugs me in any case when basically a civilian says, bring me tips. What are they going to do with them? Like Green Eyed Lady says, why would he be sifting through possible leads? It makes no sense to me. None. It's kind of like Robin with all the posters marking out the truck. That's not for her to do. That's not for her to say. This has happened in other cases where people have inserted themselves and then they want to become the tip line. No, it's just like when somebody tells me a story and I repeat it, not because I want to change the story. It's just things get lost in translation. That stuff has got to go directly to law enforcement. Okay, Tiger Dog says, I'm a recovering alcoholic of 23 years. My hat's off to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. 23 years. Goes on to say, talking from experience, maybe Candace may have drank herself into a blackout. I wouldn't be surprised. That's why they made up the story and she passed the polygraph, because she really can't remember. What do you guys think? That is a true possibility. I think it was one of the 911 calls she made, not in regards to Summer, but Dawn. Like the next day, she didn't have any recollection of the fight or anything. Robin said, I find it interesting that Candace went to that Dollar General place and Dawn mentioned it as well. Could that place have been a drop-off area for Summer or a handover of some sorts? Again, that's one of the many things we're talking about today. What do you guys think? What is the significance of them both mentioning the Dollar General? Of course, this wasn't mentioned when Summer first went missing. This comes out, like everything else, much later on. Never seen anything like it before in my life. Tina, she's not going to give up that phone. It probably proves her guilt too. I do not understand the phone. I do not understand the phone. I think even the smallest things are important in this case. I just do. But yeah, that phone is blowing my mind. I mean, it's like, why, if it's not a big deal, why is it even mentioned? I don't get it. Avery's mom said, you don't need a phone to retrieve the data from it. This is very true. You can easily get that from the server. I very much think Tim is involved. Oh, yes, I sure do. Exactly. You don't have to have the phone. So, I mean, I know of a couple of YouTubers that have the phone number. So, I mean, they could easily say, this is the phone number. It's active now. So, do what you can do. Sarah says, the amount of disconnect not only Candace and Dawn have for Summer, but also the adult friends have about things they saw before Summer went missing is extremely disheartening. It is. And it's like we were talking on the show on Wednesday. They normalize their dysfunction. That's the reason. Whereas to us, it's like we're looking at a car wreck and we can't look away. To them, they're still just looking straight ahead. It doesn't seem to jar them or trigger them. What did Dr. Phil say? She is faced with trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger and nothing, no emotion. Sarah goes on to say, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth every time one of them tries to sound like a loving, caring human being, especially when Dawn says how Candace is a good mother. Yeah, I threw up in my mouth when I heard that one too. A good mother takes proper care of her children. That includes their living situation and safety. If it's true one of the boys was never taken to the ER when he was badly burned, it gives more proof that neither Dawn nor Candace deserve any of their children back. And I can't agree with that more. I don't think they do. I don't think they do either. It does seem to me that Candace is slowly but surely running out of allies. I actually think that's a really good thing, because once she's not getting the attention that she seems to be loving, it might really change some things. So, got a couple of awesome chicks backstage. I'm going to bring them up and we're going to talk about these things. Good morning, Kat.
Hey, Brooks, how are you doing?
Pretty good. What'd you think of those comments?
Wow, hit home every single one of them. I mean, Yeah, I was having lots of thoughts about about them backstage. I agree with the comment about how none of the adults seem to have reacted in any way, shape, or form to what's happened to Summer and the things that they've said. I mean, that interview that you played the other day with Ali and not Leslie, Sherry and Graham Bun. I mean, the things coming out of their mouths, it was just insane. And they never even batted an eyelid when they said it. It was just like they were having a normal conversation about something completely random. They're talking about a death of a child, and
I
not
mean, that's how I talk when I find like an antique at a garage sale.
right.
Like, oh
That's
yeah,
how I
you wouldn't believe this. It's just so matter of fact to them.
right. It's exactly how I talk when I'm like offering someone a cup of tea or, you know,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's,
it's crazy.
yeah. I think it's sad as well because all of those adults had an opportunity. Every single one of them that's spoken out so far has had an opportunity to have saved not just Summer, but her brothers as well from this kind of fate. And not one of them took that opportunity. Not one of them spoke up. This whole see something, say something is completely lost in this situation. And I think it's really sad.
Well, and just like in every case, the say something when this happens is way too late. It's way
Yeah.
too late. I'm going to bring Shannon up. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
Uh-oh, she's not connected. She'll have
Uh-oh.
to get out. I heard a robot. Shannon the robot. She'll have to disconnect and reconnect. She lives out in the boondocks. So
Is it a Wi-Fi thing, you think?
oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. So now let me ask you, Kat, what do
Mhm.
you guys think, you and everybody else, is there any correlation with the Dollar General? Could it just be that they each actually had to go to Dollar General that day? Is this setting Dawn up? Is this the meetup place? Mind you, this is only what we think.
Right. So, quite a long time ago, before, I can't even remember how long ago it was, but there was a couple of YouTubers who went down to the area and made like a timeline kind of video of all the places along that road, in between Kingsport and Ben Hill Road, of all the places and where Don could have gone on his 30-minute lunch break that he said that he had from work. And I think that was the first time I heard about the Dollar General store, Don going to the Dollar General. So now I hear about Candace going to the Dollar General, and to me, it kind of, I've always thought, my theory has kind of always been that Summer never actually made it home that day, that there was a meeting point in between.
Mine too.
Yeah, and I think that now Candace has mentioned the dollar store, not that I necessarily believe everything Candace says, but I kind of feel like that would have been the meeting place because it's almost directly in between Don's work and Kingsport and Ben Hill Road. It's like a central kind of point. So that to me kind of confirms what I thought, which was that Summer was handed off to someone. I just can't get to the motivation for it, I guess.
Well, now Don says that he went early in the day for lunch. Like he took an early lunch break. She
Yeah.
would have had to have gone later in the afternoon. So of course, time in this never adds up and never makes sense.
No. But their timeline never has made sense.
No, and it's not going to.
No.
It's not even when the arrest affidavit comes out. I mean, all of the documents start coming out. Okay, it's still going to be like, what the hell happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take us weeks to absorb.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see this being a cut and dried thing, even when it's not over, but even when if and when arrests are made and affidavits come out and all of that, I just can't see it being a straightforward thing of what happened on that day because it never has been. It's never been told to us as a straightforward thing. The law enforcement have never had a straightforward explanation or a straightforward, timeline even. Like, all I can think is that this is just so much more complicated and there's probably so much more to it than what we can even comprehend at this point.
Right. And we spoke about that on Wednesday. You're 100% right. Because if you followed the TBI for very long at all, I hit the like button back with the Evelyn Boswell case, so I still
Yeah.
get the updates. They solve cases. They
Right.
actually solve them pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that this is almost, believe it or not, almost 10 months in. I mean, the 1st of
Right.
April's next week.
Yeah.
There's way more to this than we can imagine. Way more.
Yeah.
Let's
Definitely.
see if Robot Girl has reconnected. Hello, Robot Girl.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hey, Shannon. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kat. Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
Morning, Shan. What do you think there's
morning.
any significance to this Dollar General thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Woo, girl.
There has to be, because
Mhm.
I don't believe in this many coincidences, and the fact that they both said it and it slipped. And I'm kind of with Kat. Was it a meeting place? And also how I'm with you too about, was it planned? Was it not planned? That's where I get confused. But I absolutely agree that something that they did go to the Dollar General that day.
Mhm.
Is that the only Dollar General in between? Because I've got a feeling that it is, from what I remember of what those other YouTubers did, that it's the only Dollar General that fits in between Kingsport and Ben Hill Road. It's the most central one. So that would be the one that we're assuming that both of them went to, right? The same one.
Unless she drove all the way over to where he was working that day to that Dollar General. That's a thing.
Well, the Dollar General closest to him was on the road from Jonesboro to the middle point between Kingsport and Ben Hill Road. So that Dollar General is along that road, which kind of makes me think that to fit the timeline, which is all over the place anyway, the most reasonable, I guess, I don't want to say obvious because it's not really obvious, but the most reasonable explanation is from Kingsport or from Ben Hill to take that turning down towards Jonesboro, and there's the Dollar General. And that's the one that they both had the similar amount of access to.
Like a halfway point.
Right, exactly.
Like, I'll meet you halfway.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well,
I can see
was
that.
thinking about the one that I go to, and I have, now that I think about it, not that I really look for stuff like that, but I mean, I can't think of any. I guess I have to go back and look today, that there's no cameras or anything around there.
There's not at our Dollar General store either. Not on the outside. On the inside there is, but not on the outside.
Okay, yeah, the outside, yeah, yeah, and because they're. I mean, it's like Bex said, Candace isn't as dumb as people think.
No.
And they're not going to do a handoff like this where they're going to be seen.
Right. And even if there was cameras, Brooks, the fact that Candace has only now just mentioned the Dollar General means that CCTV camera footage probably would have been wiped over or cleaned out anyway, even if there was cameras at the time.
But they would have had their phones and the GPS and everything to show that they were there. And then they would have asked for them then.
Possibly.
But who knows?
Still don't know,
who knows? Man,
I always thought that after Don mentioned Starlink and the 7 alibis and all of that malarkey, that he possibly even took someone else's vehicle to the dollar store on his lunch break. He possibly didn't even use his own the Subaru, because that would have kept the tracking back at his work, because his vehicle would have stayed there and he took someone else's vehicle on his lunch break.
Well, yeah, because like he said, Starlink's his friend. He knows when to use Starlink and when not to.
Right.
He knows.
And they could be smart enough to turn their phones off during this time.
Right. Or Candace could have gone home with, like was said before, Summer in the truck, and then Grandis went into the caravan thing, whatever you call it, trailer, to have a lay down, and Candace has taken off with Summer and left her phone back at the house even.
Right.
And Don left his phone at work,
to make it look like they were there.
Right.
But you know what's really funny about that? I'm just looking at some other cases where people have done that,
Right.
Like they'll turn their phone off, they'll put it on airplane mode. They compare it to activity of other days, and they'll say this is an unusual day because their phone usage was unusual.
Right. I mean, they may have done that. They may have done that, but it may not prove anything necessarily. And so that's why nothing's really come of it yet, I guess.
I can think of a million reasons why nothing has come of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like looking, how that would be, debunked or debated, like Barry Morphew, Letitia Staunch is one where they say this is an unusual day for the way they use their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was Barry didn't ever put his phone on airplane mode before. So this was an unusual day.
Right.
Letitia was basically on her phone all the time unless she was showering or sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to have it totally turned off, turned back on, and especially for like, a long period of time for her, that's an unusual day.
Yeah, I've seen where police have done that in investigations where there's so much activity that's regular every single day, and then you'll have 2 or 3 hours with no activity, and that's during the time frame of whatever had occurred, in other cases, i.e. like a murder or something. They're like, there was nothing going on your phone during that time. So I agree with you.
Just like Gannon Staunch, they said she was a regular poster to Facebook, always looking stuff up on Google, constantly texting people. I mean, her phone was a big thing, but from like, I'm just throwing out a number. I think it was like from like 2:00 to like 4:30, there was no activity on her phone. And they said during that time, that was the murder and cleanup of Gannon. Hang on, Sasha's backstage. I lost her a second ago. Hi, Sasha. How are you, hon?
Hi, Brooke. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, baby girl. What do you think?
Well, I was wondering with your comment about the Dollar General store. Do you remember Dudley saying in regards to Candace having an accident at the Dollar General store and needing to go to the ER right after a fender bender or something that happened at the Dollar General store?
I'm so confused about all that because I thought her work comp was from a Family Dollar. Her knee injury was from the boys beating her in the knee on the way to Gatlinburg.
Well, if you look at that interview, what Dudley did, he said that she had a fender bender at the dollar store, and he spoke to Summer over the phone and asked her if she was okay, and that she had to go to the ER that day. But I was thinking that I feel like Dudley was throwing in some information, but changing things in a way to where he's not giving the total truth about it. Just as he was saying that, something that the way Don came to work on that Monday, and something happened over the weekend to Summer, or I'm rephrasing what he said, paraphrasing what he said, but he was pretty much implying that, something happened, I guess maybe the weekend, and Don came to work all destroyed, like he had lost his prize or something, he said, on that Monday. And he threw in about the dollar store of Candace having a fender bender at the dollar store.
Did he say when it was? I think next week we'll go back through his interview again. We have to do that because there's so much to remember and then forget.
He didn't.
I agree.
He didn't say when it was. That was the thing, and that's why I think like he throws in stuff within stuff to you know what I mean, like some truth into stuff,
That's
but without giving it.
Girlfriend.
Well, they all do that for sure.
Oh my
God.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to ask you: what do you feel about how Allie, Andrew, Allie's mother, all of them are ganging up in regards to Candace, but not much of them are saying anything too bad about Don. Like I know H is a child and everything, but I think an accident may have happened more involving him, because they're all ganging up for a reason, I believe, and it's not just because, you know what I mean.
Well,
but Sasha, what do you? Sorry, Brooks.
Well, in the court of public opinion, they know they look terrible. Okay, they know they do.
Right, and why would what do you think Don and Candace and Grandis have? Why
What
would they
about
cover up for
them, I
for
believe.
H?
Well,
If H did something,
this is the thing. This is the thing. If you listen to the interview, if you remember the interview H did with Chris, H mentioned that he was up all night the night before Candace, on the 14th.
hmm
And I was on one of Jody Sue's live, and I asked her in a comment. I asked her if Summer could have went missing before the 15th. She said that no, because Andy saw her on the 14th, and she saw her 2 nights before that. Andy saw her on the night of the 14th, and she saw her 2 nights before that, which made me think that maybe they all were at the Wells house. Sometime that either the night of the 14th or sometime within that weekend, that 13th, 14th, and something happened. And I believe they didn't report it and couldn't report it because they had drugs and alcohol in their system. And that's why Dunn covered it up, as you know what I mean, because you don't hear Dunn say anything bad about H. You don't hear it's to me, it's just something more dealing with H, you know, in regards to this case.
I think
Because
I think he could really tie up the timeline, unless he already has,
I think he already has, and that's why we probably
because
don't see
he
him.
clearly saw her on June 15th.
hmm
I mean, he clearly saw her.
Yes,
He's too detailed. And to me, picking up Hunter, well, I think there's several reasons. Candace wanted to make sure Summer was seen by as many people as possible. It's odd to me that between Sonic, Hippie House, and all these other places, that, I mean, certain people haven't found any of these employees like to come on their shows and say, yeah, I saw her at this time or that time. I
right.
mean, I figured that would happen after the McDonough interview. Everything with this shocks me.
I agree. I totally agree with you. But also, I believe something happened the 14th or the 13th that gave them enough time to come up with alibis and to come up with with what they needed to. But I don't believe whatever happened, Summer was deceased right away. I believe she, sometime on the 15th was this, um, became deceased on the 15th. And I because the thing that strikes me is why Hunter was involved the morning of the 15th if they hadn't really communicated for
She needed a proof of life witness. She
yes,
needed
but
an
Yeah, like
alibi.
an alibi for that day.
yes, but you
I
also
agree.
think they all had alibis for that day. Allie at the park, Allie's and Allie's friend at the park with them, like they all are covering.
Mhm.
And if you remember when H did the interview with Chris, H was how H got mad when he was telling Chris that when Candace called him and told him that Summer was missing, and that he told her to call his mother, and H was calling H called his mother first to let her know that Candace was calling, to give her a heads up. And to me, that made me think they're all trying to get their alibis. And why did Hunter get upset during that interview and say when she picked up,
Yeah, when
you
she
know,
finally answered,
yeah,
like he looked right at her when she finally answered, I mean, and that was nuts the way that he said it.
and to me that was like a trigger. I have PTSD, and certain things trigger me from what I went through. And I feel like that was a trigger from something, from something that he knows that happened. As I think Candace was calling him to say, "Hey, I've reported Summer missing. Get your, the Ellie will head over soon. Get your story straight." And you know what I mean. Then him calling his mother and all that, I think was them just getting everything straight and ready.
Well, if it wasn't a bunch of cover your ass, stories would never change.
hmm
They would
Exactly.
be plain, they would be simple, they would be easy to understand. What do you think, Kat?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the truth doesn't change. It doesn't need to, because, it's constant. That's what happened. And I kind of struggling with the Hunter and an accident with Summer, because I don't see a reasoning for why Candace, Don, Grandis, and everybody else would cover up if there was an accident with Hunter. And I'm not entirely sure that you can plan your child's disappearance 2 days after an accident that she had that didn't kill her at that point. She wasn't deceased until 2 days later. I'm not understanding how that.
Hang on, she's got a clicking sound. Let me send her a message. No, you can't. I don't think you can plan an accident. And I don't think, this is just me, Don and Candace are very, very selfish people. If there was an accident, even if it involved one of their boys, Hunter, a neighbor, anything like that, they would not go through all of this to cover for them. They're only going to cover for themselves. Let's see if Kat is still clicking. Clicking,
You're
Kat.
still clicking?
You're still
Oh,
clicking.
no.
Clicking? Okay.
Clicking, Kat. Clicking, Cat. We lost Sasha too. So we got clicking, Cat, and we lost Sasha. Well,
Can
Sasha,
you hear me, Brooks?
Sasha,
Okay, good.
send me an email, because I want to talk to you more about this. I'm really interested in your theories. So from this week, we have more revelations from Candace. She spoke with the Glarer the other night, and of course, the phone. Everyone's talking about the phone.
Right.
I don't even know why the phone was brought up. I have no idea why they would even say anything about it. According to Candace, okay, if I have this wrong, tell me, okay?
Okay.
After court, Tim had Dawn's jacket, keys, and phone. He gave Candace the jacket and keys, but kept the phone and backed it up. Now, like I was telling Shannon this morning, my son left his phone here one day. Obviously, I couldn't call him and tell him he left it here. So I just put it up, and I'm like, he's going to realize it, and he's going to come get it. That's it.
Right.
I wasn't like, I better back it up. It's, I better back up all this data for him. No, that is weird. Weird. So supposedly Tim brought her back the phone in a bag, like it's some sort of prison contraband.
Right.
And yeah, but she's given it to some uppers. I love that choice of word, uppers. Let me see. No one special.
What was the other word she said?
I heard uppers.
Uppers.
I don't know if she means higher ups or what she's saying, but no, she said uppers. No one special. I love this comment. I think the phone is another piece to set Dawn up. Between her and Tim, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see if Clickin' Cat's back. Hello, Clickin' Cat.
Hey, I'm back. I'm back. Is
There
it still
she is.
clicking? Is it still clicking?
Nope, that was funny.
Okay,
No.
I've had to shut down everything, like all my other devices and stuff, but hopefully that's done the trick. So sorry, everyone. Hi.
That's okay. So that's what she said, that she gave it to uppers. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of go into this with a little more detail. Like I said, does she mean higher ups? What is she talking about? So the Glarer asks her, is it law enforcement? What are you talking about? Okay, law-abiding citizen Candace says she can't say because of the law. I did not know there was a law that says you can't tell Will the Glarer where you took your husband's phone.
Well, I thought she said something about it was on a show.
What House bill is that? Okay, because of the law. The law. Right. All right. There is no law that says you can't tell somebody that you turned a phone over to law enforcement. We don't need their damn name and their extension number. Just, I got it back from him. I think it's weird he backed up the data, and I gave it to law enforcement. Done. Simple.
Well, she needs to learn the law because there's a law that says you can't do something to your child either. So
Uh-huh.
she doesn't know that law, but she
Oh,
knows this
boom.
made up law. You
Boom,
know?
boom.
Hello.
So then she goes into her sacred marriage and how they trust each other so much. The phone is not her business, and she would just never go through his phone. What?
I don't buy that for a second.
You kidding me? My husband's phone rings. I answer it.
Yep.
I hear a ding on it. I'm like, oh, he's got a text. Let me see who it is. If if he's asleep or something. It's usually
Yeah,
a
I do
picture
the same
of one of
thing.
the grandkids or something. Hell no. The day that my husband's like, don't you ever get in my phone is the day I'm going to go, okay, what's her name, bitch?
Uh-huh.
Right? We don't have passcodes on our phones either. I just leave it laying around, and he does too. If we check it, if it rings, I look. You know, we have nothing to hide. But for Candace to say that it's his business and I heard she said it was sitting on the shelf. Yeah, right.
Sure. What
Yeah,
shelf?
right.
What? Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know that she
Like
hadn't touched it since.
Dr. Clark said, she was, I bet she meant the PI. Well, the PI is not a higher up. The PI is not law enforcement. So it's simple, Candace. Did you hand the phone over to anyone in Hawkins County with a badge?
Oh, you know that's going to be, the answer's going to be no to that. It's pretty much a rhetorical question, isn't it? She didn't
Absolutely.
hand that phone into law enforcement. There's no way on earth that she did.
They're not
I'm
cooperating,
wondering.
remember?
They're not
You know?
cooperating. I'm going to answer this real quick from Susan. Have LE agents discounted the possibility of a real abduction? The FBI card unit did say no abduction. It's been said by
Yep.
Ronnie Lawson many times. The last time that Leslie Earnhardt spoke, I think it was back in December, she said foul play or she wandered off. There's no abduction. No abduction, but you can't tell law-abiding Candace that. You can't tell her that.
Nope.
It's the law.
Mhm.
It's the law. It's not her business what's in that phone with a missing daughter and her husband in jail and 3 kids in foster home. She's no snoop. And on
Right.
top of that, it's the law. She can't tell somebody on YouTube what she did with it. No. I would have washed my hands of that shit so fast and been like, look, everyone's talking about this phone. Tim's a freaking weirdo. When I got it back, I called the police and they came and picked it up. Done, over.
Right.
What they find, they find. I don't care.
Hmm.
Did she give it to her lawyer? Some people said she gave it to her lawyer. That lawyer cannot take evidence. If that
No.
lawyer took that,
Nope.
then he would have to have drove it right over.
Mhm.
Yep. There's a chain of custody involved with that. For sure. She didn't
So
do
here's
that.
what I'm wondering about the phone, and I haven't really been following it massively closely because I got a bit of a headache with the phone story. But I kind of get it a bit better now. But what I'm wondering is, Tim Mullen is the one that's been asking for people to send him tips, right? You know, he's got like this website saying, you know, if you have any information, please tell me. Like, don't take it to law enforcement, please tell me. So I'm wondering if when he took the phone, he actually downloaded the data from it, wiped the phone, and gave it back to Candace, factory reset, for example. And he has that information on his computer because in his head, that's a tip. And he's taking tips from the public, right?
And why would he need tips unless he thinks he's going to get a reward?
Right.
Yeah. And can he get in trouble for that when you're supposed to call TBI tips, not Tim Mullen tips? That
Yeah.
that
I mean,
doesn't make sense.
Look what's
I would have
scrolling
thought
down
it
the
would have
bottom.
been like interfering in an investigation or something at
Yes.
the very least.
It
Obstruction.
most definitely sure is. Look what's scrolling at the bottom. You can call John Walsh anonymously or 1-800-TBI-FIND. I have
Right.
never updated it to say, let Tim know what you know.
Right. Exactly.
No.
No. And
And
I agree
he's
with Fed Up. If that baby wandered off, she would have been found.
Yeah.
right.
Because if she wandered off, she wouldn't have been hidden.
Hmm.
She's hidden.
Yeah.
And EquiSearch did a fantastic job, as well as law enforcement, when we looked at the time frame of how they shut down that area of so many miles. How many miles did we figure out the post was, Brooks, that they set up right after the phone call started going out to
It was
dispatch?
like it went further. I mean, as time went on, but I mean, I want to say it was
Right.
like 15 miles at one point, and now it's
Yeah.
pretty centralized. Thank you, Angel P. I love you. Love you being here every day.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Angel.
I do too. She's awesome. So, what do you guys think is going to happen when Candace finally loses all her resources and her allies? Because eventually, they're all going to get fed up, and they're all going to get away from her.
Yeah, I can't wait for that day to happen, personally. It should have happened a long time ago, but I guess there's a couple of people that have picked her up and got a lot of interest in her and then have dropped her, and so she's found someone else to pick her up, and eventually these people are all just going to get to the point where they hopefully have a bit of a revelation themselves and think that she's, not as interesting as they think she is, especially when she refuses to either talk about Summer or allow anyone else to talk about Summer. I think that kind of defeats the purpose of her being on YouTube completely for me.
Mhm.
The whole point of them using social media was always to talk about Summer. But again, through the entire of this case, right back from when Don first came on YouTube, we don't know anything from those parents about Summer. We know everything about those parents. We know nothing
Right.
about, and that's down to them.
I agree. And Sonia has actually solved it for us. When she loses all her allies, she's not on
Right.
YouTube. She's just going to tie one on earlier. Win-win for Candace.
True story.
I
Win-win.
still think there's going to be stragglers who still want to support her. I really do. There's going to be those ones that are still, what do you need? I'll send you this and I'll send you that. And just to have her come online and just start talking.
Right.
I don't know. I still think she'll.
And it's happening more. We're going to talk about that in a second. It's happening
Mm-hmm.
more and more. I don't get into other channels and what they do, but I will talk about a suspect in the disappearance of a little girl. And when she talks,
Absolutely.
I'm going to cover it.
Yeah.
She did have a bomb drop the other day where she said Donnie doesn't even like Tim. Well, why did Donnie give him his phone, his keys,
Right.
and his jacket? Probably just because he thought he was a dumbass enough just to do the errand, the fool's errand, and take it to Candace. We know what happened there.
Mhm.
But this is what Tim posted. Bear with me as I read this on his Facebook the other day. March 22nd. Now, this has been taken down since. Okay, let me get my glasses.
This is where you might need your bath bags in chat. Fair
Get
warning.
ready.
Everybody brace yourself. This is from Media Manager Wells. Okay.
Wow.
I've talked to Don. He called me. Now, mind you, we were told he had no money on his card, but he called Tim.
Mhm.
He called me. It is wonderful to hear my friend. He showed no concern about the phone issue in any of its facets. Our talk was mostly on other happy things. What happy things would Don have to talk about? He's in jail.
My first thought.
He and I are dear friends. He sends everyone his love. Okay, everyone, wrap your arms. There's your virtual hug from Don via Tim.
Oh, wow.
I've got a cross up. No, thank you. I've got my cross up.
Yeah.
I'm putting garlic around my neck right now.
Right.
I don't want Don's love. Okay,
No.
Minnie is a friend. He's done more for the Wells family than anyone will ever know. He stepped into an arena, YouTube, that most humans wouldn't survive in.
It's like the Hunger Games.
Who could survive? He has a brilliant, inquisitive mind. He is talented, linguistic, and has
Linguistic.
the size of Texas. Yet he has had great losses in giving his strength to assisting the Wells. His great losses have been the Wells
Right.
and you, Tim.
Oh, oh
Benny,
my gosh.
Benny is a friend, and we will walk through this together, though quietly miles apart. I don't think Benny wants to have anything to do with your looking ass, Tim. When
No,
someone is a friend, I don't divorce them. Odd choice of
that's
Terminology.
odd choice of words. Yes.
Yeah. I wouldn't have lasted 10 minutes in the YouTube crime creators arena. Don had an army against him that I could not help with. Benny, called in by Don and then affirmed by me, was the Shamgar.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Tribute.
Oh,
I'm literally done with this.
That's
there
perfect.
is a wonderful
Maybe
Bible,
odds be in your favor.
wonderful BibleGateway.com passage. I'm not going to go into that right now because I don't think Benny is the Shamgar, just my guess. Then he says, my makeup is too sensitive for such warfare. I'm the boring news guy. Oh, God. All right. Cuts off, then we get to this. But Benny is/was the warrior. I do wish he will one day be able to turn his weapons into plowshares and rest. I still believe Benny has an untapped potential being stifled by the landscape of the digital crime arena. Life is way too short for continual dealing with negative, sorrowful situations.
Like their daughter being missing for
She's
9 months,
missing.
10 months. Is that a
She's-
negative, sorrowful situation?
Hey,
Right.
Shamgar. Hey, Shamgar. News guy. She's missing.
Uh-huh.
Summer Wells has touched all of us in very personal ways. I don't like how that's phrased.
I don't either. I don't either.
Only God knows why this little girl has affected each of us so deeply and in unique ways that are hard to share even with our closest friends. Odd, you're posting this publicly.
Uh-huh.
I don't need to try to explain it, but the Wells family is deeply dear to my heart. God loves them intensely. Nope, he don't. No one will ever be able to convince me otherwise. Okay. They are God's children, not mine. So is Benny. Well, count yourself lucky, Benny.
Right.
Tim just gave you a blessing. We are all longing for closure. I had 2 dreams. I tell you what, when people bring up their dreams,
Oh Lord.
it
Oh.
makes my toes curl. Between Dawn and Tim, their dreams are just prolific. I had 2 dreams last week that Summer had been safely found and she had been well cared for. The only 2 dreams I've had about Summer. I really hope it will be that way. You removed the post, Tim.
That's why?
You removed the post. Did you remove the post because
People were laughing at you.
people think you're an idiot?
Borderline perv?
I mean, I've got a message. I do have a message for Benny and Tim Mullins and Don. And it's one message for the 3 of them. May I?
You have
May I?
more. Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
My
you-
message to Don, Benny, and to Tim Mullin is this. God loves you. Everyone else thinks you're assholes.
I don't think
Amen.
God has a lot of love for anyone covering for the people that are covering for a missing child.
Nope. Well, I mean, I wouldn't like to speak on behalf of God. I can only speak on behalf of myself. But if they're that convinced that God loves them, they can be that convinced that everyone else thinks that they're assholes.
There you go. Well, I guess who's not an asshole? Connie, thank you for the super sticker.
Hey, God, thank you.
Jen,
I
thank
just-
you for the super sticker. Who are you trying to annoy, Jen? Let me know. I got to hear all about this. You're just trying to annoy somebody. I love Jen. By the way, wake up, Jen. She has to be woke up halfway through the show. She's basically on another continent, and this is her nap time.
Aw.
Hey,
Oh, wow. Wake up, Jen.
Jen.
So I'm going to put everybody's fears to rest. I know that we have a lot of talk on here about who are they telling the truth, who's telling the truth, et cetera, et cetera. Candace reassures us of something. So please bear with me, okay?
Uh-huh.
I can't put the clip on the
Okay.
screen because it's not the right type, so I'm going to play it in the background. If you need me to
Okay.
repeat it, I will.
Okay.
I don't know about Jackie Dobbs. I've just heard about him. I don't know about Jody Stu. I've talked to Jody Stu time and time again, and every time she talks to me, her story has changed.
Like in how?
Okay, like for instance, like she said that she was down on the bottom after she heard somebody scream or whatever. She was never at the bottom of that driveway. I drove down there faster than she could fucking fly.
Okay.
Hmm?
So she said. So the scream, of course, is out of the question now, right? There was no scream, right?
There's no scream, dude.
Oh,
There's no scream.
oh, there was
Wow.
no scream. Wow.
How
There's
does
no
she know?
There's no scream, dude. Now,
Wow.
what did Don tell WVLT? The neighbor heard a scream.
Right. And not only that, he described in detail how Summer's mouth was covered and she was run down that hill kicking and struggling and screaming. Oh, man.
Mhm.
Wow.
Ooh, boom.
There
No
was no
scream.
scream, dude. No way, dude.
Because she knows. She knows. That was
Of
an
course she
absolute
knows.
statement.
Right.
Very
And-
absolute statement.
Wait, the recording that was sent to another creator about a week after Summer went missing, or Candace was saying, oh yeah, my neighbor said she heard a scream, but I was in the house, I didn't hear a scream. And ever since then, every single time the scream has come up, Don or Candace has confirmed it every single time. And now she's saying there was no scream. Wow. Ronnie Lawson said there was no scream in an interview. He said that a scream was unfounded. And
Right.
everyone was like, well, just because he said it's unfounded doesn't mean there wasn't a scream. Well, guess what, people? There was no scream. Man, we've been saying this. Oh.
She
Whoa.
said that as an absolute fact.
There was no scream, dude.
Nope.
It wasn't like, I don't think there's a scream, or I don't know why she's saying that. She said, there's no scream, dude. It gets better, okay? This is going to solve a lot for us today. Just this clip.
She makes all that shit up.
She makes all that
Why?
shit up.
I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
That's
Sorry.
that's the word.
Everybody, let's listen to this again.
My God, Candace, you're killing me. Go on.
We have to hear it. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. We know what's in her metabolism. It's a brown liquid that comes out of a plastic jug. But also what's not in her metabolism is lying. Lying is not in her metabolism.
Metabolism.
Why? I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism. She makes all that shit up. Why? I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about that, guys. Do you think Candace is capable of lying?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jesus.
What I meant is, no, she's never lied a day in her life. She always tells the truth, right?
It's not in her metabolism. It's just not.
This is the linguistics that she's been learning off Benny, obviously.
Right.
Genius.
Let's take a poll. Do you think lying is in Candace's metabolism? Yes or no? This can't be decided without all of your help.
That's a trick question.
Is the
I think the answer to this is, what is metabolism? Okay.
How do you spell that?
M-O. I've got the closed captions on. It's M-O. T-A-B-O-O-L-Y-S-M. All right.
That's hilarious.
Even the closed captions had a job making that one up, didn't they?
Here we go again. Rest assured, she is telling you nothing but hand to God truth.
Why? I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
Now, if she was standing down there, was that after Summer had came up missing?
I don't know when she got down there. I just know when I drove down in my mom's truck, she was down there.
Who was down there?
I think she's talking about Jody Sue.
Oh, I
Down
thought she meant Summer.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Did she talk about at the end of the driveway?
Yeah, but I don't know
Okay.
why she's saying she drove. In her mom's truck. Okay, sorry. I don't want to
Okay.
confuse it more. My metabolism gets confused. Okay, my metabolism gets confused.
She already looked, or was she doing something different?
She was just standing on the corner.
Very interesting.
Right.
Was
Was it
she?
surprising?
Maybe she was trying to earn some money with passing trade. What?
I knew that was coming, Kat.
Is there a red street light just above her head? Like,
Right?
God. Okay, so it's in Jody Sue's metabolism to stand on the corner, which there isn't a corner across the street from Don and Candace. But here we go.
Was it surprising? You coming down the drive knowing your daughter?
Yeah,
was seeing her
because usually Jody Sue don't walk around. Why?
Usually Jody Sue don't walk around.
is that because of the bears and the snakes and the coyotes? That everyone-
Fly? Of course she's got to walk around. She knows. So she finds it odd that in June, in the afternoon, Jody Sue would happen to be outside. Candace, sleuth. I didn't know that was in her metabolism. Let's go.
It's not in my metabolism.
Oh my god! You know that's gonna get clipped the shit out of. That's hilarious.
It's not in my
I'm
metabolism.
crying. We need that on a shirt.
It's not my metabolism either.
I'm putting that on a short this afternoon. You wait.
Yes.
You know that's gonna get clipped.
Gotta
Yes.
be kidding me. All right, so we can rest assured everything that Candace has been feeding us for 9.5 months is, like I said, pure hand of God truth, because it's not in her metabolism to lie. She can't do it. Okay?
She can't do it. No.
Nope. So basically, when she called Mary and said that Donnie, the marshals were taking him to Boston, that must have happened, and they must have brought him right fucking back.
Right.
But she can't lie.
No, she can't lie. No, she can't lie.
Thank
Oh,
you, Peter, for the super sticker. CM has hinted several times that things are happening with the Rose Bly's investigation. Yeah, he said more cats among the pigeons. Yeah, I've heard that too, and that's a good thing. And hopefully that really helps Summer.
yeah. I hope so too. Go from one jail to another one would be nice.
My mind is blown, you know. And it's only like, well, it's here, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my mind is already blown. I can't believe that she said there was no scream. I'm stunned by that. And also
And it was
there
an
were
absolute, it was so absolute that I believe her. Like it was, there
well,
was
she can't
no
lie. She can't lie.
Right.
'Cause it's metabolism.
metabolism. But it was just so, it came out
Defiant.
so fast. She didn't have time to think about it.
Right.
You know, I kind of believed her on that.
Do you know what? I've believed that there was no scream since it was first ever said, ever mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't believe that
I
either.
didn't believe it at all. And, you know, vocabulary isn't in my metabolism.
No. Everybody,
Especially
do
with-
me a favor in chat. Please, okay, the word of the day is metabolism.
Hashtag.
Anytime you can, use the word metabolism in a
Hashtag metabolism.
Yes, I love our chat. I'd love to see what sentences they come up with. This
it's
ought to be good.
good. It's going to be good. Lisa said, my mind is blown at 9 a.m. It hurts. It's my metabolism.
Right.
Yay, Lisa.
Don't ever mess with my metabolism.
Wow.
Okay, so last night on Zav Girl, she had a clip from Outlaw Trucker. I had no idea he had a channel, but he's been talking to Candace.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Didn't
so
know that either.
the credit to this goes to Zav Girl, who gave the credit to Outlaw Trucker, because I can't find his stuff. But anyway, I'm going to put this up real quick. Big fan of Zav Girls. She's awesome. Love
Yeah.
her style. So let's look at this. This is Candace on here again, okay? Spitting truth because she can't lie. It's not in her metabolism. Be prepared to be wowed, okay, everybody? All right, so I got it
Can
on
I
the
watch
screen.
more today? That's what I want to know.
I got it up there.
Who are these people? Sav Girl?
Zav Girl, she's always got a really good panel, but she's putting up Outlaw Trucker. He had Candace up. So I kind of sped it. I'm not sped it up, but not playing Zav Girl's whole show. I went up to where Outlaw Trucker is bringing up Candace. Okay.
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 And we're going to see how her metabolism was working. Hang on. Right. She should be coming up. Hey, Lisa Lee.
Hi there, Jimbo. Welcome.
Hey, Jimbo. I guess Candace is asking to come up. Okay, good.
So that's in her metabolism today, okay? She's wanting to talk. She's got some truth to tell. Here we go.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, Outlaw confirms it. There she is.
You're on, Candace.
Look, what I said is I don't give a fuck about what Ernie says. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
All right, in her metabolism today, she don't give a fuck what Ernie says, and she don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Okay.
Can everybody hear okay? Because we have a lot of truth coming out today.
Yeah, I can hear.
Is this after she talked to Ernie?
I do not know the timeline. If you
Okay.
told me today was March 25th right now, I'd call you a liar, okay?
Right.
Shannon's not a liar. It's not in her metabolism.
No, it's not.
Oh, here we
Okay.
go.
The only thing I get too fucked about is finding my daughter.
That's real, baby.
Okay, let's marinate on that for a moment. You girls take the floor for a second while I think
Nice words. Nice words.
That's
What was that? The only thing? Did she say the only thing that makes her angry is finding her daughter or something?
The only thing
The only effing thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so effing is in her metabolism, but lying isn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a bit stunned. I'm quite surprised that Outlaw Trucker isn't actually playing this clip backwards, to be fair. But, I'm willing to go with it, whatever may occur.
I did. When she was on with her, she did it again where she said, I only care about my boy.
Shannon's gone all robot again.
Uh-oh, robot girl's gone again. Okay, so she doesn't care about Ernie, only cares about finding her daughter. We are hearing the truth because that's what's in her metabolism, which I guess for her is basically her genetic makeup. It's in her DNA to just be honest Abe all the time. So here we go. Let's rewind that just a little bit. Okay.
Asking to come up. Okay, good.
Yeah, she did. You're on, Candace.
Look, what I said is I don't give a fuck about what Ernie says. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The only thing I give too fucked about is finding my daughter.
That's real, baby. That's real.
That's right.
I couldn't get on the glare. I don't know why I couldn't get on the glare for some reason. I don't know why.
You were on the glare. It was in your metabolism. We watched it.
Tried.
Yeah.
Sometimes the internet connection, sometimes the technical difficulties won't allow you to connect, and sometimes it does have issues.
Well, no, they wanted me to pay like $4.99 or something like that to get on there, and I don't have that kind of money.
No, that's called no, Candace. Come on, no, and I don't have that kind of money.
What, $4.99?
You have $5, Candace.
Right.
You have $5. If all it took to keep you off of that panel, he would have sent it to you.
You're right.
That's not in my metabolism.
Oh.
I wonder if he did it the other way on
I don't
StreamYard.
know. But you know what? I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about all this.
Wait, I was
Amber,
reading.
you're si-
Oh, I screwed up. I was just reading the chat. What? She said it cost her how much to get on? Did I miss something?
Me too, Zav girl.
What are
$4.99.
you talking about? Cost? She didn't have money to do what?
I didn't hear that.
Well, whoa! Did I hear something really? I was reading and then I was catching. She said, "I don't have that kind of money to get on." Hold on a second. You didn't hear that? Well, what were they just talking about, Amanda?
Replay it?
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I love Sunshine and Apple Pie. I like her.
I'll try to pay attention now.
Okay, I'm gonna go just a little bit because we did hear it.
Thing is, we really want to protect you from Ernie, okay? We really want to protect you from him. Please just.
Hi there, Jimbo. Welcome.
That's real, baby. That's real.
That's right.
I couldn't get on the glare. I don't know why I couldn't get on the glare for some reason. I don't know why. I tried.
Yeah.
Sometimes the internet connection, sometimes the technical difficulties won't allow you to connect, and sometimes it does have issues.
Well, no, they wanted me to pay like $4.99 or something like that to get on there, and I don't have that kind of money.
Then how'd you get that cancer stick hanging out of your mouth?
Was it members only or something? Why did you have to pay $4.99?
Hell if I know.
Oh, okay.
He could send her a link to her email. Nobody was charging her $5 to come on.
Right.
My
Exactly.
God. If that was a thing, she'd be charging everybody for her to go on panel.
Oh, you know that.
Right?
Robot Peach. All right. So this is absolutely nuts. This is nuts. Okay. All right. And there you got Outlaw Trucker telling her, well, you know, probably a connection issue, something like that. I mean, you never know about people's Wi-Fi, where they're at, et cetera, et cetera. Then we come up with, I don't have that kind of money, as she's chain smoking on YouTube.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care about YouTube. Here we go.
No.
Here we go. More from her. She's speaking from her metabolism, guys. She's speaking from her metabolism.
I love it.
Oh.
I wonder if he did it the other way on
I don't
StreamYard.
know. But you know what? I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about all this bullshit, all this money. All I give a fuck about is finding my daughter.
I agree.
We agree.
We agree with that.
And look, I'm telling the God's honest truth right now. I do not have no phone but my own phone.
God's honest truth came straight from her metabolism. She don't have no phone. She's only got her phone. All right. Write that down. Write that down. Okay. I have it's 10:09 a.m. Central Time, March 25th. I believe it's on my computer, and I believe it because Candace said it.
Right.
Okay. Candace, our deal was when you came into chat and everything, our immediate thing is we really want to protect you from Ernie, okay? We really want to protect you from him. Please just know that, okay?
Do y'all really, or y'all just want to use me for content?
No, I don't have.
Do y'all really, or you just want to use me for content?
Oh my!
I can't believe she said that.
Straight from her metabolism. Okay. Do you all really, or do you just want to use me for content?
Well, we can't see your face, first of all. She's in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, we know it's her because we can feel her metabolism from here. This
God.
is too much. So, I mean, Zav girl, like I said, love her show, love her style. And you know, she's looking at this going, is
my God.
real?
Right.
Even Saturday Night Live cannot script shit like this.
Right.
No.
Okay, more from metabolism. Here we go.
No, Candace, we're not that way.
I'm
No.
straight.
All I'm trying to do is just shed some light and
look, I'm
Yeah,
really
the
at the
evidence
point
on Ernie.
where I'm so down that I can't even think right now.
I know.
But-
I know you are. I have no doubt.
You
My whole
know,
thing.
the only thing I care about is my daughter and my 3 boys, and that's all.
Right, yeah, of course
That's
you
all
do.
I care about. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the media.
I don't care about the money. I don't care about the media. Just my daughter, my 3 boys. Odd that it took her almost 9.5 months to get that into her metabolism to
Right.
use phrases like that, because her metabolism never said all she cared about was Summer and her 3 boys before, but
Right.
it seems to be something that we have picked up on. Maybe someone gave
Adapted to. Yep.
yeah, I think when she realized that people are constantly saying they never plead for their children, somehow she's worked that into her metabolism. What are you
Yep.
guys thinking?
Yep, seems
She's-
like she's had some time to consider what she might say next when she goes on YouTube, and she realizes that she has to say someone's name, otherwise people will stop watching her because they know that she's just talking about herself and not about Summer, which is why they pay to watch her.
And it was in her comment section, I want to say, and it was like she was reading from a script, maybe a post-it note put on her computer, but she's adapting to what she thinks people want to hear.
Isn't that
But
really
yet, you
interesting?
don't-
Because that's exactly what
Yeah.
Don did right from day one.
But she's
Exactly.
still not using Summer's name. It's
Mm-mm.
disassociation. It's
My daughter.
my daughter, my daughter,
Yep.
my boys. We all
Yep.
know their names. No mother would sit there and not use her child's name. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
Jose
Okay,
said the
you
kid's
tell-
name more than they ever had.
Yeah.
Y'all notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
None of that crap.
Ugh.
We're just out here seeing everything, and all of us care, honey. Okay, every one of us do.
And for Benny to stand back and say that I've had this phone and all this, that's bullshit.
Yeah, of course it is, Candace.
Candace, you told him that. We heard
Right.
the recorded phone call.
Right.
You told him that. There would have been no cause for concern from any of us if you said, yeah, Tim gave me the phone and I gave it to law enforcement. Check with them. Leave me alone. This is what she said.
Her metabolism must have been low that day. She forgot.
Somebody told me that the other night he was calling the phone and it was ringing. It was still active. If it was sitting with law enforcement, it wouldn't be on.
Right.
Come on.
Jeez.
I cannot say on it. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of the videos lately, so I can't say on it.
If I had another phone, I could dial his number right now and prove to y'all it goes straight to voicemail. And he hasn't had it in over 3-4 months since he's been in jail, and he goes straight to voicemail.
He hasn't been in jail for 3 or 4 months.
He went into jail on the 7th of February, did he not? Or the 6th of February? That's not 3-4 months.
No.
It's barely even 2 months.
And if I had another phone, I would call it and it would go straight to voicemail.
Well, you do.
If it's with law enforcement, or get on your laptop and use your phone to call it then. Prove your point, girlfriend. If it's truly turned over to the authorities, they're not waiting for the damn phone to ring. Okay? There's no reason for it to be on.
Right.
Voicemail, and then it's been disconnected because of the prepaid phone, so he doesn't even have the same number anymore.
No, it would actually clear him a new number when he reactivates that device.
And it's a prepaid phone, blah, 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 blah. We don't care about the phone number or.
No.
We're talking about the content on the phone. We understand you guys have straight talk phones. Obviously, you wouldn't be paying the bill for him since he's been in jail. According to you, 3 or 4 months. It's been a little over a month, okay? Going on 2. Goodness. So much detail.
Right.
Candace, I think what it is that there's some stuff on that phone that the TBI needs to have.
Man, I don't know. Look, I'm going to tell y'all.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all right now. That phone was given to me. I don't know what's on that phone. I did not turn it on. I did not look at it.
That phone was gave to me? Is that what she said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's on that phone. I don't know what's on that phone.
But she's not answering their question. Give it to TBI.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's deflecting away from that question big time.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody's even saying she's got to drive to TBI. She can trust me, they'll come pick it up.
Right.
She didn't have to run a special errand.
Nope.
It's
Hang
not
on.
my personal
I'm going to bring the stand up.
responsibility. He might be my husband, but I'm not going to sit there and go through his personal information.
Really?
You know his personal information. You're his wife.
Right.
What are you talking about? You have 3 children in foster care. You have a daughter that's been missing since June 15th of 2021. Your husband is in jail, but you're not going to go through his phone. No.
Yeah, but like a couple of people have just said in chat, she was quite happy to message with Cher, and when Don had gone to bed off Don's phone, message with Prayer Garden, message with Cher off of Don's phone. But now she doesn't want to go through Don's personal information, no?
And there was many people that were confused by the screenshots of Dawn's because it didn't sound like Dawn, and it turned out to be her.
Exactly.
But now we have had a new moral compass with Dawn in jail. We just decided that's not right anymore.
Right.
I'm not gonna go through this stuff. That's not my business. No.
Robot girl dropped out again.
Her not going through Don's phone now, I believe, is something to do with the change in her metabolism.
It's a very fast metabolism.
It really is.
Very fast one.
And it's a very confused metabolism too, I feel.
My metabolism is confused.
Right.
That's not me.
Candace, honey, I'm going to tell you right.
She said, that's not me. That's not me. I would never cross that line and go through Dawn's phone.
No,
but I will text Cher all kinds of bullshit pretending to be Dawn.
Right.
Okay.
Now, okay. If my daughter were missing, such as yours is, the devil himself couldn't keep me out of that phone. I'm telling you, man, that's when it's not personal anymore, Debbie. It's just not.
That might be true, but I'm not the one to. How can I say this without killing everybody inside that I'm saying? Okay, say for instance you're married to a man that did everything that he did to y'all.
Yeah, I understand.
And then he goes to jail on fish on y'all.
Well, if he did all of these terrible things, Candace, which I do believe that Dawn is no Prince Charming.
Right.
Why would you care about going through his phone?
Right.
You already know the man's character. There could be something in there, Candace.
Right. Right. And also, I mean, if she really seriously thought that she had a case to make against Don, then the first thing she would be doing is going through his phone. But, you know, it's a minor detail, isn't it, in the grand scheme of things, considering Candace's moral compass and her metabolism, prevent her from lying. So, you know, maybe it prevents her from looking through her husband's phone too.
And like Just Me said, he can't get you from jail. Molly Jane said, oh, now she's the victim. See, she's found a new group of people to talk to.
Yeah.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the victim card. I'm picking up on that too. Good job, Molly. I'm picking up on that too. That's what I was thinking too.
But anyways, Benny tried to call me, but he hung up. But no, like, okay.
Benny tried calling, but he hung up. Okay. Sounds to me like you're trying to get a hold of him. I don't think you got any butt dial from Benny.
No. So me and Donnie, we have this understanding. We don't go through each other's phones. That's not us.
Really?
Yeah, I have the same understanding with my wife as well. But in a situation like this, I would hope that.
I got
that. Okay, I'm gonna go off of what I don't know which one said it on here. Yeah, I understand that. We all have our personal space. You know, even if you've been married, I don't care, 20, 30, 40 years. It's like you stay out of my sock drawer, I'll stay out of yours.
Yeah.
You know? It's like if my husband asks me for my keys and I'm like, they're in my purse. he will walk my purse over to me and look at me like, well, find them. You can't find anything in my purse.
Right.
But I agree with what this guy is saying. At a time like this is not one we say, oh, I don't want to invade his privacy. Dawn's in jail. And again, Summer is missing and your boys are in foster care.
Well, here's the thing. If you seriously thought that, if you were seriously had nothing to do with this crime and you thought that your husband may be involved in it, the first opportunity you get to look through his phone, like when he's in jail and can't get to you, you're going to do it. But the fact that she isn't doing it, according to her, just makes me think, well, she's not, that's not what you would do if you were that concerned that your husband had done something to your missing daughter. It's just another example of her twisted metabolism.
I don't think for a minute that she didn't go through every message, email, call log, everything. Everything. You can't tell me she didn't.
Right. And that's why I think the phone possibly ended up with Tim Mullins in the end, because he's wiped it.
That makes more sense to me.
She wouldn't know how to do that. She barely knows how to use StreamYard, for God's sake.
I got that phone back from Tim, and then I turned it over.
Okay, here we go. I got that phone back from Tim, which should never have been in his possession. He should have taken it straight to the authorities. Hey, he should have never left with it. Hey, I've got his jacket. I've got his keys. There's this phone in here. Do you guys want it?
Right.
That is it. There is no way I would have walked away with that. Now, if I had gotten home and realized in the jacket there's a phone, that's when I would go right back and say, hey, yeah, I've got his jacket and his keys, but I just realized there's a phone in here. No reason for
y'all
me
might want it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys might want it. But instead, this is how we do things. We have a real game of Dutch door action going on between Tim, who Dawn doesn't like, yet Dawn and Tim talked last week, and Candace. So this is where she says, I'm going to go back just a little bit about the phone. Hang on. Here we go.
Yeah, I have the same understanding with my wife as well, but in a situation like this, I would hope that
I got that phone back from Tim, and then I turned it over, and I got rid of it. It's no longer in my hand.
And I got rid of it.
Really?
Rid of it.
So you didn't turn it over to uppers or downers or police or anyone. You got rid of it. So it ended up in
answer.
Maybe it ended up in a lake or a river or the ocean or something.
That's what I'm picking up on, and I got rid of it. But we can't say, okay, I mean, we pretty much, our brains work kind of similar, okay? So if you're like, I took out the trash. I took it to the trash can, took it down to the curb. That's it. Done. But I gave it to uppers. I can't say who. It's against the law. But emphatically in her voice, which definitely changes pitch, I got rid of it.
It's not in my possession.
It's not in my possession. I got rid of it.
Kind of sounds like it got gone in a kind of similar way to her daughter.
Yeah.
She got rid of it. I mean, this is the level of,
And honestly, it doesn't matter. I don't care if she took a hammer and beat that phone into 1,000 pieces. All they need is the phone number.
Right.
They can find the carrier. They really are smart people. They can do it.
It sounds like he downloaded the information, gave it back, and the reason why she didn't go through it is because there was nothing there, and she got rid of it.
Exactly. She wiped it. He wiped it, and she got rid of it.
Yeah.
That's what makes the most sense to me. Although I don't know why Tim Mullins would download the information and then not send it to law enforcement. He would keep it on his computer and go talking to YouTubers about having this information on his computer, and then she gets rid of the phone. that just
Unless he's
implicates
protecting
Tim Mullins.
Candace.
Right, but that just implicates Tim Mullins in withholding evidence or interfering with an active investigation. Is he really that stupid?
So it sounds that way.
And again, joke's on you. They don't need the device.
Right.
Nope.
They're not going to walk into court with the phone and be like, I got screenshots. No. They need the transcripts from the cell carrier. Black Dog is right. This is the kind of cooperation law enforcement has been dealing with.
Right.
Now we know why Lawson said what he said.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not cooperating. This is it.
No longer cooperating.
Doing shady stuff.
TBI.
I didn't turn it on. I didn't look at it. I just handed it over
to TBI.
She said to TBI. Now we have what I like to call an awkward pause.
Yep. She's thinking.
Now we have what I like to call dead air, because like you said, Shannon, she's thinking. Okay, let's find out where her metabolism led her.
I'm just gonna say higher up.
So he went to the FBI or the federal marshals.
That's all I'm gonna say. I was told to say higher ups.
I was told to say higher ups by who? By who?
By Tim.
And
there is no more higher ups.
And Outlaw Trucker, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. The FBI and federal marshals. She could just take Hawkins County or just call and be like, look, there's nothing on this phone, but here's the phone number.
Right.
Basic bastard.
No. He's just a shit stain, man. Yeah. Candace, I'm just worried, okay? That's all it is. And like I said earlier, I apologize, man. I was just really
I apologize to you too.
It's good, baby. It's good. I just hope the TBI has that.
I'm not here and be blacked and say that I've done this and I've done that when I haven't.
I've done this and I've done that when I haven't. I'm going to give I'm going to give you a little bit of latitude here, Candace, because truthfully, you have done nothing. So we can't say you've done this or that. You're right.
I'm not saying that, Candace. I just asked a question I wanted to be sorry about earlier.
That's what really hurt my feelings is y'all are going against me when I haven't did nothing wrong, but do.
Her feelings are hurt, everybody. Okay, everybody.
It's about her. It's all about her.
Her feelings are hurt. Her feelings are hurt. That's what hurt her feelings is that people are saying she's done this and done that, which I haven't said she's done anything. I've quite said the opposite of anything. I've said she's done nothing since Summer's gone missing except make a mess. And it's hurt her feelings. An attorney is not going to take that phone from her because they don't collect evidence.
Nope.
They'd say, nope, you got to take that right over to Hawkins County. That's it.
What I'm told to do by the lawyers and everything else.
Hey.
Oh, by the lawyers and everything else. Did the lawyers tell you to go on this show, Candace? I want to know.
No. I thought there was no lawyers. Wait. Isn't the last
play
thing
that again.
Lawyers, right? Not the first time she slipped and mentioned the lawyers. I'm finding this, and since that whole interview came out, this is the second time I've heard her say that she's got lawyers. So
let's hear it.
He went to the FBI or the federal marshals.
That's all I'm gonna say. I was told to say higher ups, and that's what I'm doing.
No, he's just a shit stain, man. Candace, I'm just worried, okay? That's all it is. And like I said earlier, I apologize, man. I was just really
I apologize to you too.
And I apologize to you too. You have a daughter missing. You don't even apologize to anybody. I'd be like, screw all of you. My daughter's missing. I'm trying to find my daughter, but then again, I don't have her metabolism. Here we go.
Nope.
It's good. It's good. I just hope the TBI has that.
I'm not here and be black and say that I've done this and I've done that when I haven't.
I'm not saying that, Candace. I just asked the question I wanted to be sorry about
And that's
earlier. I
what
was
really hurt my feelings is y'all are going against me when I haven't did nothing wrong but do what I'm told to do by the lawyers and everything else.
Hey, if you did that, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That's wonderful.
Yep.
So there we go. We heard it. This was advice given to her by the lawyers and everyone else. I'm going to pick.
Lawyers are going to tell her to do what she's been doing?
Right.
Well,
that doesn't make sense.
I'm going to dissect the statement. The lawyers and everyone else.
Right.
Someone else told her to get rid of the phone. This phone has not been handed off. It's sitting in a trash can somewhere.
Right.
Right.
And I think I know who that person is too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think Tim Mullins has got a lot to answer for in this case, personally. I don't necessarily think he had anything to do with Summer's disappearance, but I do think he's enabling and facilitating the way.
He's got another agenda.
Right.
He has injected himself neck deep in this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's got people messaging him, going to his house, you name it. He needs to steer away from it. This is a dangerous game. You're talking about TBI, FBI, Hawkins County.
Yep.
And the most important thing that's overlooked on a day-to-day basis is the missing little girl, Summer Wells. If that's not deep enough for you, then there is something wrong.
Let them have control of it, which they should, and go through it and keep your hands away from it, you know?
And that's what I've done. It's none of my concern.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I said, you know, if you got your fingerprints, thumbprint on that, you can't go to jail. You got to watch yourself.
Okay, so she pauses there, but she said, it's none of my concern.
No, it's not your concern that your daughter's missing and there could possibly be any kind of evidence on that phone. That's not your concern at all, is it, Candace? No.
No, because she's the one that's, in my opinion, guilty. She knows what happened. She knows everything, so nothing else is concerning to her. Why should it be?
And as far as her lawyers, plural, like she's got a whole law firm working for her, anyone that thinks that the family court attorney that has to represent them has to, for the CPS case, they are not going to give advice on this.
Right.
No.
And like you said
this is
before,
separate.
Brooke, these lawyers are obviously not worth their salt, because if the lawyers are not telling you to stay the hell off social media and stop talking to random people on social media and all of this, then what are your lawyers for? They're just basically allowing you to dig yourself into a hole. That doesn't seem like any kind of lawyer that I'd want representing me.
What if it's not actual? What if it's YouTube people who have befriended her that either claim they're lawyers or are lawyers that aren't necessarily representing her, but have befriended her and they're convinced her to do this, that, and the other, but they're not. She hasn't really retained an actual lawyer.
Right. So that makes more sense to me. But the only thing I question with that then is why Ronnie Lawson would say that they'd lawyered up if he didn't know who the lawyers were that were representing her.
Unless he was just going by either Dawn has one now, or he was just going by because they're not cooperating and they are saying we've got lawyers. I don't know. That's
the only reason I guess that I can think that they would have said that is if Ronnie Lawson or one of the law enforcement had gone to them and said, look, we want to ask you some questions, and they've said, talk to my lawyer. Well, there's only going to be a certain amount of time they can get away with that for, because if they still want to speak to them and they don't actually have lawyers, then at some point the shit's going to hit the fan where they're going to find out that there are no lawyers and they don't have money for lawyers.
She doesn't have $4.99 to supposedly join the panel.
Exactly. So
and
these
lawyers really don't like to give bad advice because they don't want to get thrown off of things for inadequate counsel.
Right.
So CLL spam, guys, we've just been told by Lady J765, y'all rude. You have no clue what happened, and at this point, you are being bullies and sound absolutely dumb. This is
Okay.
totally uncalled for. Candace, stop talking to these people.
Well,
Candace is not
wasn't
on
thinking
here. She was on Outlaw Truckers panel.
We don't talk to her.
It was streamed on Zabs. I'm just going over what a suspect in the disappearance of a little girl has to say. We've
Right.
been talking about the ever-changing stories for over 9 months.
Uh-huh.
You, Lady J765, are bullying Summer Wells.
Right.
You're the bully. You're the bully, not me. And nobody in this community is a bully. Crazy. All right, let's get back to the interview.
You gotta be careful, you know.
And
That's
for Tim Mullins to sit back and say, Donnie's my best friend and all, man, Donnie don't want nothing to do with that dude.
Oh, okay, okay. Good to know,
You
man.
don't realize I talk to Donnie every day.
Yeah.
And hope he's doing well over there.
What? She talks to
He's
Donnie every
doing his
day.
best. I mean, he's really depressed with all this.
I thought she hasn't spoken to Donnie for weeks,
Yeah, I thought she said that she hasn't spoken to him.
and she doesn't
Yeah.
take his collect calls or anything like that. But now she speaks to him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yet another
But
another
she can't
metabolism
afford
issue
his-
there.
She can't afford collect calls. Supposedly, there's no money on his card, but she talks to him every day.
Uh-huh. Amazing.
This is becoming more confusing by the minute.
Yeah, but isn't that what it's designed to be, Brooks? Isn't that what all of their stuff, everything Don said, everything Candace has said, right from the start, has only been for one purpose, and that's to confuse people and throw people off the scent of what actually happened to Summer on June the 15th and where she is now.
I agree.
It's like a magician, okay?
Right.
Now, I know some people believe when you go to Vegas and you see David Copperfield or any of them, what you are looking at is the illusion. What they're doing, you don't pay attention to,
Right?
Because they're having you look the other way, so you don't
Exactly.
see the trick being performed.
Yep.
This is what's going on, okay?
Yep.
If we're
I agree.
talking about phones and metabolism, we're not talking about the disappearance of Summer
Right.
Wells.
Exactly.
Yeah, because everybody's against me that I did nothing wrong,
No.
and he's so upset about it all. And he even told he talked to Tim Mullins for 5 minutes this morning, and then he called me. He's like, "Man, Tim's a game player."
Tim's a game player.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Yeah, no
Oh.
shit, Candace. Who's
It
playing the
took him
fucking
that
game?
long?
Tim calls Candace after he talks to Tim. Okay, sorry. Don calls Candace after he talks to Tim for 5 minutes. He calls her and he goes, "He's a game player." Woo. Well, Don would know. Okay.
I wonder if that has to do with the phone.
Oh, I'm sure
If he
that's what.
found-
Well,
yeah.
we read the whole Facebook post from Tim Mullen
Right.
Right.
where
Which
he
is
said
now
that Don
removed.
was not concerned about the phone. So they had a
Uh-huh.
conversation about the phone. I
Yeah.
don't think it went the way Tim is transcribing, because Don calls Candace and says he's a game player.
What was did Don happen to say what the happy stuff he was talking to Tim was about?
I'm going to guess that is 0, because Don
Right.
is eating cold beans and white bread. Okay.
Uh-huh. He's got so much
Mm.
happiness to talk about.
Yeah. But she just said he's upset every day.
She speaks to him every day.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's a sad day in America when we can all admit that we actually miss Don.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
want nothing to do with Tim Mullins.
None of
He is
them
a-
have your best interest, Candace.
That's why I sit back and I just chill. You know, I might say prayers to people that are on Ernie's live and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but that don't mean I'm for Ernie.
I'm glad you're not, because honey, he is.
I have never heard her on any show asking for prayers,
No.
praying for Summer,
No.
praying for the host or anything.
No.
What the hell is this?
We had Don in here before he went to jail asking for prayers for Candace. And I remember you at the time was saying, what about asking for prayers for Summer?
Yes, I did.
They'll both quite happily talk about how they need prayers, or they need this, they need stuff off Amazon, they need this, that, and the other, money, etc. And yet not one time has either of them ever asked for justice for Summer, prayers for Summer, help for Summer. You know, none of this.
Please
It's
bring
never
Summer
ever-
back.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Not once.
Nope.
No, but according to her, when she's on Ernie's panel, she gets on there and she says she's praying. She's a praying fool, dude. She's a praying fool. She wants prayers for Summer. She's praying for everybody. I did not know that. This is news to me.
Such a predator.
I mean, that would be just like me sitting back and, you know, on Benny's chat and being like, prayers for this person, prayers for that person. Man, I love everybody individually. I'm not racist.
I'm not racist, and I go
Where
on
did
Benny.
that come from?
I don't know. I've seen her rebel hat, but okay, that's
Right.
another story. And on top of that, it'd be like me on Benny's panel saying, I need prayers for this person and prayers for that person. I'll take the daily double 500 shit that didn't happen. She has never exhibited that prayerful,
No.
pray for everybody behavior. No.
Never.
No.
Anybody.
I don't either, but I hate what people do when they are as foul as Ernie Shelley's name.
They made a foul for Summer.
Yeah, and I just don't have time for a predator because I've seen them motherfuckers under dirt than walking around.
Man, there's so many predators and so many thieves and so many hookers and
predators, thieves, and hookers. Candace, what else?
Sexuals and all that shit out here in this world.
Yep.
Did she say homosexuals?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah, but she's not
Just taking the
racist.
situation.
She's homophobic and
I'm
xenophobic.
sorry if I went off on y'all earlier.
That's straight.
But I'm at the point where, man, come on, y'all stop fighting against each other kind of thing.
But you got to remember, hang on,
Okay.
hang on, guys. You got to remember, Candace. Well, there's a lot of good guys that are backing you, but you got to turn around and wake up to see who they are and who they're not. Because I've been I've been trying to help Summer.
What y'all fail to realize is I already know who the bad guys and who the good guys I really are in my heart. I already know.
In her heart, she already knows.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but you're not going to go and, tell TBI 800 TBI find what you know, no? You're just going to know that there's bad people. You're not going to tell anyone about it. Okay.
And why the hell does she care about YouTubers who's saying what? Why? Who cares?
Considering she knows in her heart who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, but who can really help you today. Okay? It's almost noontime in Tennessee.
Time to get up.
I'm telling you, this could be done today, Candace. 800 TBI find. They are the good guys. They want to find Summer. They're the good guys. I'm going to help your heart and your metabolism right now. 800 TBI find. They're the good guys. They're going to help you find your daughter if you would tell them what really happened.
Yeah, but that's true. But you got to give us time to help to build the facts and try to build the evidence, okay, and to help to try to locate Summer.
But there's a whole lot of people who are trying to help and trying to provide input, and most of them aren't arguing with each other. But there's one particular entity that is in the middle arguing with everybody. It's like a big circle, and the one in the middle argues with everybody, and that's where you have a big issue. Like that's what's causing the chaos.
Yeah, and he's trying to turn everything around and turn it against everybody.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well,
I love your
I'm
clarity.
gonna tell y'all right now, I'm not against anybody that's willing to help me find Summer. But I'm freaking at this point in time, like, ain't nothing helping because
you're not helping. And a week ago, the rule was not to bring up Summer.
Yeah, and you never have helped in any way, shape, or form either, Candace. Have you? Be honest.
The sheriff of Hawkins County said they aren't cooperating.
Right.
You would be part of they, Candace.
We see why now.
Everybody, and I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Candace, I would give my last heartbeat a breath to find your baby. Please know that.
Man, I would give my last freaking heartbeat. I would give my whole life away for her to come back.
Exactly.
Oh,
But Candace, we were trying to do a good thing here before you.
Where did she get that verbiage?
Right.
did you hear her say come back?
Mm-hmm.
That struck me right there. I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't like any of the verbiage she's using today.
Yeah.
I got rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what got rid of it is.
Showed up.
Yeah.
Sounds to me she's talking about Summer and not a phone, considering how upset she got when she said it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim
And we-
knows exactly who we're talking about.
And we
He
don't want
watches
Ernie to,
every night.
yeah, and we don't want Ernie to insert himself in on this case and make a mess of this. Sorry, is. That's what we're trying to do is help
You know
stop
what?
it.
I don't need no YouTubers. I mean, I'm not being mean to y'all or nothing like that. Personal. All I need is TBI, the FBI, and the police to do their job. And
they're trying.
Oh my God.
They're trying to do their job, Candace. Can you help them? I need them to do their job. You as a mother need to do your job, Candace.
Tell the damn truth, and they might do their job a bit quicker and a bit more effectively if she actually just told the truth for once in her life. She put her metabolism backwards and got on with telling the truth.
What a loaded statement. I just need them to do their job.
Right.
You, as a mother, do your job.
Exactly.
That would make their job very, very easy. This whole exchange is actually making me really mad.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
And that's what we're allowing them to do.
They're trying to do that, and then you have people who try to insert themselves in like they're an investigator when they're really not.
everybody's going to try to insert themselves. And
No, not everybody. I haven't.
Not either.
I haven't either.
I've
been sitting in the background.
From the outside. Yeah.
But
Me
man,
either.
y'all don't take me wrong. I love my kids. I miss Summer. She's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened in my life.
You're right.
Anybody's
They're good kids. What the pictures we seen?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing I've said, publicly over and over is that no matter what is, we've got some parents without their children, and it's making them miserable. And I'm talking about you and your husband, and there's so much insensitivity, and people always wanting to be the I got you, that guy, and they don't even care about what's really at hand.
Look, I've been away for Donnie for a few weeks now. I don't know what Donnie talked about to TBI and FBI and whatever.
She knows he's talking to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what he talks about because there's no way he's going to be sitting in a cell and they're not going to come visit him.
Oh, no way.
No way.
They've been talking. Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't the one that says, I need a lawyer if you're going to talk to me.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. He's got the lawyer.
He has told her that. They have been coming to talk to me while I'm in jail.
And here's the thing. Why would she say Ellie and FBI, she wants them to do their job nearly 10 months later, when on the night that Summer went missing, she didn't even want to speak to them. She didn't want to speak to them. She went to stand inside talking to Ali on the phone and trying on hats and stuff. She wasn't the slightest bit interested in speaking to them then, but she wants them to do their job now. She's insane.
She was trying on hats.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge slip to me that she said that. I don't know what he's doing TBI and FBI. She knows he has told her they've been coming to talk to me.
Yep.
That's the reason she held up the notebook in front of Ansley Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
She made sure to put Don's name in there several times so it gets back to him that she's not going against him.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So
and that's probably why they've been fighting on the phone.
Yep.
Without saying certain words too. Because they know they're being recorded.
And like Linda said, I don't need no YouTubers, as she says it on YouTube.
Yeah.
With a whole panel full of people.
Right.
Goodness.
Whoever else he talks to. I don't know personally. And when he's at home, I don't know who he talks to personally. I don't get in his business just like he don't get in my business.
Him talking to the TBI and FBI is 100% your business because it concerns your daughter. On top of that, you damn sure know who he talks to when he's at home because we can hear you yelling in the background to get off the phone.
Yeah.
And kicking the doors and calling everybody or WHORESs.
Yeah.
You know? Opposite day.
Yeah,
but I know for a fact
you guys should be in each other's business. You should be working together.
Jimbo, bingo.
That's
but
that's
you got,
the thing. You want to be in each
y'all
other's
have
business.
to understand, Donnie is not like that.
What do you mean? Is it like what he says goes and that's it, even where you're concerned?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Candace? He'd be sidestepping his ass off. I'm telling you right now.
So, but you know what? I don't know where Donnie was that day. I don't know where he was. I don't keep up with him.
That day.
Oh.
Okay, guys, this is really important. I don't know where Donnie was that day. I don't keep up with him. That day, which would be the most horrific day of her life,
Right.
the day that her daughter disappeared. I want you to listen to this again.
Yeah.
I don't know where Donnie was that day. You have said many times.
He was at work.
Now you don't know. All right. So we are turbocharging the bus. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
It's the bus is about to go over Don. I don't know what he says to TBI and FBI. I didn't know who he talked to when he was here. So I got rid of it. I don't know where he was that day.
Right.
Listen to that again.
A big issue. Like that's what's causing the chaos.
Yeah, and he's trying to turn everything around and turn it against everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
I love your
I'm going to
clarity,
tell y'all
Jim.
right now, I'm not against anybody that's willing to help me find Summer. But I'm freaking at this point in time, like, ain't nothing helping because everybody's fighting against everybody. And I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Candace, I would give my last heartbeat a breath to find your baby. Please know that.
Man, I would give my last freaking heartbeat. I would give my whole life away for her to come back.
Exactly.
But Candace, we were trying to do a good thing here before you showed up.
Yeah.
And Jimbo knows exactly who we're talking about.
And we don't want
watches
Ernie to,
every night.
yeah, and we don't want Ernie to insert himself in on this case and make a mess of this. That's where he is. That's what we're trying to do is help
You know
stop
what?
him.
I don't need no YouTubers. I mean, I'm not being mean to y'all or nothing like that. Personal. All I need is TBI, the FBI, and the police to do their job, and that's it.
And that's what we're allowing them to do.
They're trying to do that, and then you have people who try to insert themselves in like they're an investigator when they're really not.
Everybody's going to try to insert themselves. And
No, not everybody. I haven't.
Not either.
I haven't either. I've been sitting in the background.
From the outside. Yeah.
But
Me either.
Y'all don't take me wrong. I love my kids. I miss Summer. She's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened in my life.
You're
If
right.
anybody is
They're
saying
good kids.
different,
What the pictures we seen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing I've said, publicly over and over is that no matter what is, we've got some parents without their children, and it's making them miserable. And I'm talking about you and your husband, and there's so much insensitivity, and people always want to be the I got you, that guy. And they don't even care about what's really at hand.
Look, I've been away for Donnie for a few weeks now. I don't know what Donnie talked about to TBI and FBI and whoever else he talks to. I don't know personally. And when he's at home, I don't know who he talks to personally. I don't get in his business just like he don't get in my business.
Yeah,
But I know for a fact.
You guys should be in each other's business. You should be working together.
Jimbo bingo.
That's
But
that's
you got,
the thing. You want to be in each
y'all
other's
have to
business.
understand, Donnie is not like that.
What do you mean? Is it like what he says goes and that's it, even where you're concerned?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. You know what, Candace? He'd be sidestepping his ass off. I'm telling you right now. That
So,
is
but you know what? I don't know where Donnie was that day. I don't know where he was. I don't keep up with him.
Okay.
Wow.
Big problems with that statement.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll be right back. You girls expand on that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, like we was just saying, she has told us over and over again that Donnie was at work that day.
Right.
H told us that he didn't know if Don had taken the boys with him to work that day, and also that there was a phone call from Don during the day of
Saying he was at home.
or saying, when will you be home? Because he was at work. He said he's been at work that day, and now all of a sudden 10 months later she doesn't know where he was that day.
What is she doing?
It kind of sounds to me like she's making it up as she goes along.
Yeah.
All of this time, it's been almost 10 months of her saying that she knows he was at work that day. And now she's turning around and saying that she doesn't know where he was that day.
And because of his 7 alibis, you know, she knows she's up the creek without a paddle. And since he's been in jail, she sounds like she's really trying to turn it up against him.
But here's the thing. If you thought you had any kind of like chance of framing him or, you know, throwing him under the bus, the first thing that you would do, Candace, is check his damn phone.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be sitting there saying, I don't get in his business, but you're basically accusing him of lying about where he was that day. And this has to do with your daughter. So for the sake of your daughter, you truly think your husband's involved. You wouldn't go through his phone because it's not your business. She's talking herself in circles, basically, I think.
She sounds dumb right now. She sounds really dumb. And I don't mean...
No, she doesn't sound dumb at all. No, this is calculated. When she just came out and said, it's not my business. Donnie's not like that. I don't keep up with him. I don't know where he was that day. That, what you're throwing out in the universe is a huge cloud of suspicion. Where was Don that day? His beautiful wife doesn't know. She doesn't keep up with him. She's been waiting to say this. You know why? Because she wasn't even asked. Nobody on that panel asked her where was Don that day. She threw that out.
Gave that up.
Right.
She volunteered that.
But that's what I mean by she sounds dumb, because it is calculating, and most of us can see right through it. That's what I meant by she sounds dumb, because, you know, you're flip-flopping all these statements.
Right. She thinks we're as dumb as her. That's the problem. She doesn't understand. What she doesn't understand is that people can see straight through what she's saying. She's being quite transparent, but she thinks she's being opaque.
Or she thinks we're dumb is
right,
probably the better word for it. Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, she's trying to play the moral high ground. It's not my business. I don't keep up with him. You know, I'm just the little housewife that takes care of the kids.
Right.
But she says, without being asked, I don't know where he was that day.
Yeah.
If she was on this panel, which I don't want her on here, and she said that to me, I would have stopped everything. And the only conversation we would have had until the show was over is, I want you to talk about that statement, period.
Right.
You don't know where he was that day. One, I want the date of that day. You guys have never had any conversation about where he was the day your daughter went missing.
Really? In 10 months?
Huge statement. Huge statement.
I
This is
agree.
what we're doing. We're putting suspicion on Dawn as if we weren't already suspicious. But
Right.
she wants to put that out there. I would love to know what she told the authorities when they asked her where Dawn was that day. Did she say, I don't know, or was he at work? Because
Right.
we've heard her say many times he was at work. So let's see how this unfolds.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep up with me and my children,
Yes.
and that's it.
And the one thing, if I can say,
No, you don't, Candace. You have 3
Right.
in foster care and 1 missing. I'm going to help her metabolism with that.
Thank you.
the reason why the iPhone could potentially be a big thing is because if it were his, and he had it with him all day that day, the iPhone, the iCloud is going to show every move he made. Wherever that phone went, it's going. There's a digital tracking device that's with it. Everywhere it
Yeah,
went.
there's a footprint.
Okay, but let me say something. Let me say something for a minute.
Okay, Candace, they're trying to tell you that it doesn't matter if the phone is on or off. It can be tracked regardless.
Right.
So unless he left it in his lunchbox at work and then he left in a truck without GPS, that's what they're trying to explain to you. But she's not listening to this. Instead, here she goes, well, let me tell you something. Let's see what she has to tell us, because I'm still blown away by all the other stuff she's dropped.
Right.
The phone that he got after Summer was way missing.
Yeah.
TBI don't give a fuck about that phone because it's after Summer went missing.
I have a feeling they might want to know what conversations were going on after. But I mean, they haven't asked for Candace's phone. I mean, obviously they're allowed to have communication, but they're making a big deal out of it. We're not.
Oh, not that one.
Right. And TBI and FBI already took my phone, Donnie's phone, my mom's phone, computers, and all that, and they all took all the research off it.
Can I ask you something, Candace?
Go ahead.
Okay, Bubby, when they wanted you to hand over electronics and everything, and it's ongoing, obviously. He goes to jail. Maybe somebody can help me out because I'm trying to find the right words for this question. Wouldn't that phone, here's what I'm asking, wouldn't that phone matter to them right now? You know?
Look, if TBI come up to me right now, or FBI come up to me right now and ask me, I want every cellular device, all the computers, all that, I would hand them over.
Okay, so we know that that law enforcement does not have the phone.
Right.
This is a very clarifying statement.
Yeah.
If they called her right now and they said, we want all the cellular devices, I don't think they would ask that nicely. She would hand them over. So the higher ups have nothing to do with law enforcement. So we got that cleared up. Thank you, Candace.
Yeah.
What I see now is a Candace that has stepped in something that she can't get out of, and she's panicking.
Yep.
That's the reason we're letting things slip. Like, I don't know where he was that day. That's not how Donnie is. They don't give an F about that phone because he bought it way after Summer went missing.
Yeah.
Now we have panic mode Candace.
Right.
Distance. She's trying to distance herself too.
Let me just clear this up. I think some people are confused. This is a lie from last night, guys. I don't have people are having me ask questions to her. I know it's confusing.
What's going on, and she was telling us that Dawn was in jail, and then later on somebody told us it wasn't true, that she was just telling us that because she wanted to trick everybody, especially content creators, to make a fool out of us.
Wow. And I agree.
While her daughter's missing?
Yeah. So it pretty much ends right there. So what was your favorite statement that, and I don't blame the panel that she was on because there was so much being spat out. You would have to rewatch it several times and be like, how did I miss that? What stuck out to you guys the most with what she said? And there's a lot, because I'm going to watch this several times. You know I will.
Oh. Kat, what do you think?
I mean, I'm trying to pick my jaw up off the floor right now. Yeah, I think probably saying that she didn't know where Dom was that day, because it's just so patently untrue that she would come out with that after 10 months, having said that he was at work that day for the last 10 months. So and that was a totally extra statement. Like, she completely added that for no reason. Like, it just came out of her mouth before she even knew what she was talking about. Nobody asked her where she was that day. She just offered that information, and quite often that's the sign of someone lying.
Yeah. Anytime you answer a question that hasn't been asked of you, there's a reason you want to put that information out there.
Exactly.
Lori, you're exactly right. That day she didn't know where Donnie was. That's what she said. And it's out there now. You can't unring a bell. It doesn't work that way.
Nope. There was something else she said, and I forgot. Like you said, I'm going to have to watch this over and over, because some of them were talking over each other. And then she was kind of mumbly a lot. But there was something that she said about, I guess it was getting rid of or something. Anyways, but
she got rid of the phone.
Getting rid of the phone, and I honestly think that the phone was wiped. There was nothing on it. She probably did get rid of the phone.
She hasn't turned it off, though, obviously, if it's still ringing. She might have got rid of it, but she hasn't tucked it somewhere where it can't ring.
Well, I think she also admitted to us that she never handed it over to law enforcement. It's somewhere around that house. I guarantee it is.
Right.
It does ring, because another content creator was calling it the other day.
Yeah.
I think when she said towards the end, if FBI, TBI, if they wanted any cellular devices, she'd hand them right over. So that tells me right there, she did not take it to any law enforcement agency.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the phone that Dawn bought after TBI took their phones. We got that. But the fact that Tim took it upon himself to do this fool's errand to take his stuff back to Candace, but in the meantime, took the phone and backed the information up on his computer, tells me there's something of concern on there.
Yeah.
Now, Jen F., she kind of encapsulated the conversation for us. No scream.
Yep.
She can't lie and doesn't know where Dawn was that day. It's not like she said, I don't keep up with Dawn. I don't know what he does half the time. She said that day.
Yeah.
That day.
That day. Just like Dawn did about Summer's biggest mistake was being outside that day.
Her downfall.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, that was her downfall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was her downfall that day.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
to
a
be
lot of
fair, Candace doesn't even really know what she did that day, according to Candace. I mean, you know, like she said in that interview as well, time does fly when you're having fun.
That's kind of sick, knowing what we kind of
What happened on that day. Exactly.
right, what we think happened and what we think was happening.
Right.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
Well, not only does she not know what Don was doing, she doesn't even know what she was doing either. So, and she can't lie.
All she does is keep up with her kids, which we know is false. We know it's
Right.
false.
All she does is keep up with her kids, apart from the fact that she lost 2 in Wisconsin, 3 boys in foster care, and 1 child is missing. But all she does is keep up with her kids, right? Shocker.
That's why I always say I don't like those odds. You know.
Yeah.
Supposedly she has 7 kids. 3 were taken. 3 in foster care. 1's missing. A sister's been missing for 12 years. The odds of that's not good.
Well, she's
That's
not.
bad.
You know, it's kind of like we go back to this whole mum patrol thing. She keeps up with her kids so much that she has to walk her 5-year-old daughter, who was 5 at the time, to the front door to watch her go in and make sure that she's safely playing with her brothers before she goes and fixes a knee brace, etc. I mean, that's, you know, that's the same woman that's sitting there saying that she keeps up with her. The only people she keeps up with are her kids.
And that's part of the script. And I wonder, too, that I do believe she manipulated the boys. I don't, you know, hey, boys, you know, Summer's downstairs. They never look around. So that script has to be there for the boys too when they
Right.
were questioned. You know what I mean? Not to get off track, but
She just kind of paints herself as like mother of the year, and it's not the first time that she's done it. She paints herself as this, you know, all caring, all loving mother, and yet if you look at the facts in her life, she's lost 6 children and hasn't got a care in the world about it. Not even a sign of a tear about it. She's quite happy to sit there and talk about it, you know, talk about how she's mum patrol and she doesn't know where her husband was that day and all of this stuff.
and all the people, all these adults that they had around this little girl and those little boys
Yeah.
are the most twisted people that I would never have around my kids, my animals, or even my plants.
Right.
You know, like it's that bad.
Yeah. But they do say, you know, you either become like the people you hang out with or you hang out with the people who are like you, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like birds of a feather, or they
That's
all
right.
find each other, and
Exactly.
there you go.
And either all of these people were just great people and they got basically, I hate to use the word, corrupted by the Wells, or the other way around. Because
Ew.
I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Ever.
Right.
But I'm going to start shutting this down and start getting ready for the next live. We're going to go, as you know, back through this interview again next week, because there's a lot of stuff to pick up on. A lot. Her saying, I don't know where Dawn was that day.
Right.
This
That's a
is
big
something
statement.
we've never heard before. And that is huge. So, Kat, my girl.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming up here, because I know you loved this info.
I really did. I've got a short to make now about the Scream. I'll catch you on the Oh, you got a new member as well during the show, Bobby Cat.
Bobby Cat, welcome,
yeah.
Bobby Cat.
So I hope that we see you guys in the members live in about 45 minutes, isn't it?
Yep, we got another date today, girlfriend.
Excellent. I will catch you then. Thank you so much for having me up. Bye, Shannon. Talk to you soon.
Bye,
Talk to you later.
Kat.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Shannon, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. We're going to go through it again next week because there was just a lot in here.
Yeah, yes, there was. I'm gonna have to listen to that over and over and over again. But I appreciate you letting me on, because she said a lot.
She said a ton, and I appreciate you. You're a wonderful friend, and I appreciate you coming up and always being an advocate for Summer Wells and not for these derelicts that want her missing and forgotten.
No, she's our main priority, not the Wells. No, Candace is not a victim. So, but thank you for having me on.
See you
Bye,
in a minute,
guys. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for being here, closing out the week. This was a great show. And I mean, this just came straight from Candace. These are things that she's telling us. This isn't something we heard. It's not a Facebook rumor or anything. This is her words. So we're going to talk more about it next week. We have some other stuff we're going to go back over, and then we have some other cases we need to talk about and catch up on. So it's going to be a busy week next week, a really busy week. And that's okay, because we like to stay busy, right? It's always a busy chat, and we like hanging out with each other. So get ready. The members live will be in about 45 minutes. And over the weekend, give me let's talk in Discord. Leave a comment on the page, the community tab, the Facebook page, whatever. I love talking to you guys. So if I don't see you in the members live at noon, I'll see you at 9 a.m. Monday morning. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Kat. And thank you to the best community on YouTube and the absolute best chat. You guys are hands down amazing. Awesome. See you soon. Bye-bye.